Vibrations extremely high. I'm feeling cool. I'm feeling like snow on a hot day. You know what I'm saying? I'm feeling fabulous, fantastic. You dig? You know I'm smiling. I'm singing. I'm singing like the birds. I'm up early to get the word. You feel me? Slicker than a perm. Too clean. Don't stand next to me if you ain't got it.
It's not that I don't want you here. It's something about the way you say to my eyes. I know that I don't make things clear. I fall for you every time I try to resist you. We can get away. Palm trees, beach views, holding every day. All I wanna hear is in the visions on replay. See you right next to you. I try not to show how I feel about you. Think you wish you away, but we don't really want to. I just wanna get away and sit right next to you.
Hello, family. How are y'all? This is Ken Mills here with World Views with Ken Mills. Thank you for joining us today for our episode For the Culture. Today, we're going to cover a myriad of topics, but one very central topic here. Number one, you can judge by my shirt here. It says Africa. Africa is the mother to our civilization. We learned in school that Lucy was found in Kenya. That was the first human being in this world. So today we're going to touch on the cultures that comes from that continent that is permeated through diaspora and also through middle passage to this continent, which is North America. We'll cover art, fashion, food, music, politics, and also religion, and also the way that we think. We think as a culture. So this whole topic has been a part of my mind ever since my birth. Hey, I was born this way. I can't shed it. Even though I lost a lot of weight, y'all know I lost a lot of weight, I can't shed this hue here. No matter if I sit at home inside of a dark room or if I go outside, I can't change it. So I've come to grips with who I am and also been on the journey for knowledge of self, knowledge of my ancestors, knowledge of where I come from, knowledge of my full capability. We're going to have a few guests here tonight. Matter of fact, several. These guys have mastered this. These guys have applied their knowledge of self to their respective areas of entertainment and also the business. So I'll go ahead and cut this short. We'll bring on our first guest. So our first guest, I say this is a beautiful collective of brothers. These guys do everything from podcasts to media to photography to video production and also very community aware. So what we'll do tonight, we'll bring on Third Eye Studios. Everybody put your hands together for Third Eye Studios.
Sup. My brother. All love.
How you doing?
Peace.
All right.
Peace.
All right.
My brother.
Y'all come on in. Come on in.
All right. Slide in. Get in.
All right. So, before we get started, let me explain to you who these three gentlemen are. We have Bugs here.
Peace.
We have Brother Ore. And we have Sonny.
Peace.
All right. So, I'll start with you, Sonny. Sonny, tell us a little bit about yourself, where you're from, and what is your expertise?
I'm born and raised in New York. Been in Houston about 6 years now. We do photography, videography. My expertise is running my mouth and making the client feel comfortable. That's what I do. I just been linked up with my brothers, man, ever since. We met around Hurricane Harvey a little bit before then, and we've been rocking hard ever since, you know.
Yeah. Okay. Now, Brother Ore.
Peace, Africans. What's going on? Brother Ore here. I'm just 1/3 of the collective.
That's the boss.
Nah, man, don't big up me like that. Don't big up me like that. But yeah, native Houstonian, right? I would say my expertise is just finding the right moment. You know what I mean? I love to find the right moment, and that's just kind of what this is what I do, man.
Okay, so photography.
You know, I got a list of other things. You know what I'm saying? But we're gonna keep it on it.
That's the boss,
Yeah.
man.
All
Don't
right.
let them fool you. Man. That's the boss.
Nah, man.
All right, now to you, Bugs.
Bugs, man. So yeah, I'm a Houstonian, of course, by way of upstate New York. I've been in Houston for 20 some odd years right now. My background is primarily in media production. I'm an audio engineer by trade. I've probably been doing that for about 12, 13 years now, 14 years, something like that. Of course, photography, videography. I'm probably the head videographer of the crew.
Facts.
So I link up with my brothers.
You know the 18, and you got MacGyver.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You just give Bugs a coconut, some aluminum foil, and a paper clip.
He gonna turn to a house.
He'll build a whole car with that. And it'll be the best
That's
running
Bugs.
engine that you ever see. That's
Yeah,
Bugs.
that's
Like, you
Bugs.
know what I'm saying?
They call me the technician.
Yeah, the tech. Definitely tech.
So everybody, I can attest to this because these guys I do a lot of business with. So anytime that you see any of my comedy shows or any ventures outside of World Views, these are the guys that I work with. So I'll come to you. I'll come to you, Books. So could you tell us a little bit about Black August?
Black August. Okay, so Black August Black August is important to me. Firstly, because it's the birth month of the Honorable Marcus Messiah Garvey. So firstly, every time August come around, we look at Marcus Messiah Garvey and the contribution that he made. I definitely identify as a Pan-Africanist, me myself. We know that Marcus Garvey, and actually today is Flag Day, actually. We celebrating 100 years, actually, that the UNIA, the United Negro Improvement Association, gave us the red, black, and green flag. Black August, we look at, in Black August, we think about black business. That's what we look at. So we look at to patronize black business, to promote black business. We look at, taking in the importance of understanding cooperative economics, circulating the black dollar, and building our own economic infrastructure. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. So with Black August, I would take it that your whole schedule is full. Right?
We
Booked, man. We booked, man. 3 months in a row.
So what businesses do you all support? What businesses are you guys working with?
Well, I mean, like we work with our majority of clients are clothing businesses, retail, food.
We starting to dabble into the medical field too.
Yeah,
with Brittany.
Yeah,
she does like the breastfeeding.
So we have
classes.
like a number of different clients from activewear. We do we have like the client that he's speaking of right now. We working with a sister. She's a lactation consultant. Breastfeeding Awareness Month, I think, is Breastfeeding Awareness Week is coming up later on this month. So like one of the things we do, we have a small business branding package where we cater to small black-owned businesses. We put the packages together for them to highlight their businesses, showcase what they do. We do branding photos and things like that for their marketing materials and things like that. So
We willing to work with anybody.
Yeah.
Whatever kind of black business you have, please reach out to us. We will work with you.
Okay, so that's very interesting. So what made you guys come together as a collective and have this path toward entrepreneurship?
Get down to Sunny.
How we started Third Eye Studios was like during Hurricane Harvey. I was always following these brothers with the BLA, the Black Business Association. They've been a catalyst in Houston with supporting black businesses. So I've been following them when I first came here. I wanted to look for a black community, people doing positive things, so I followed them. Fast forward, Hurricane Harvey happened. I got with O'Ray. I said, bro, what do we need to do? I'm following your lead. You know, him being the boss, and he like, yo, we just gonna get out here and just help the community. He told me to bring my camera. I was like, nah, I don't want to bring my camera. He's like, nah, bro, we need to document this. So we did a whole documentary on Hurricane Harvey, the Black experience, and from there it just spawned. You know, people started asking us to do things. It was like, okay, we needed to see what's going on with this, and then that's how Third Eye Studio started.
Okay, so where can we find this documentary?
YouTube.
What's Atun Raz?
Melanated Illuminated.
Melanin Illuminated.
Shout out
It's
to
also
Rob.
on Facebook. Check out Melanin Illuminated. I think it has like 25,000 views on there, and it's also on YouTube. But give my brother Melanin Illuminated some support. Go on there and look at the documentary.
All right. So, Sonny, you alluded to another association that I know two of these brothers are aligned with. So, I'm going to shoot this back over to Brother O'Ray. Now, can you enlighten us about the Blacklist Association?
Oh man, it's like that's our baby right there, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, just like as we alluded to, we are catalysts for black business. We are advocates for black business, supporters of black business, not just any black business, reputable black businesses.
Okay.
You know, so
I just happen to just have a black business one right now.
Yeah.
Shout out to Universal Sankofa, Original Kings. I just want that out there. Shameless plug, but yeah, go ahead. My bad,
I
bro.
got one more Saints plug. Like Nukari Box, my man out of NO. You know, he designed this beautiful RBG.
And it don't be right if I'm repping the black business of the moment. You know
what
what
I
I'm saying? Third Eye
Sankofa.
Studio, shameless plug. Shout out to our people, Universal Sankofa, to print up the t-shirts for us.
I do have one thing just to allude back to Black August, only for one thing.
Okay.
Only because for what Black August is, it's a time to reflect on us. It's a time to sacrifice. It's a time to get healthy. It's a time to rid our minds of impurities, right?
Okay.
And everybody has vices, right? But those are the times that you want to reflect on. Get healthy. You want to study. You want to learn about why Black August exists. George Jackson. And, you know, Black August started in California, 1979, in prison by some black men. I was gonna throw it out there, but go ahead.
Okay. Very interesting. Now back to the Blacklist Association. Now, I went to a couple of your events. You guys do the Black Food Truck Festival?
Yeah.
Yes.
Right?
Absolutely,
Yes.
yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah. That's another baby.
Yeah, that's a
Now-
staple in Houston.
Now, this is the largest Black Food Truck Festival in Texas. Is this correct?
I venture to say so. I think it's the largest event of its type.
This is tight.
Yeah, so with the
Yeah.
Black Food Truck event, I first moved to Houston. I was 190 pounds, and then they started having the Black Food Truck event, and I gained like 60 pounds. So yeah, you know, it's very good food. Stay tuned. And don't you have an Instagram page for the Black Food Truck event?
Houston Black Food Truck Festival.
Houston Black Food Truck Festival. No, the Food Truck Festival, man. It's a very special event. You know, that's our baby. You know, shout out to Mama Naila and, you know, all of our people over there at the Shrine of the Black Madonna. They're gracious enough to allow us to take over that property once a year. And really, that whole event was really, it's family, you know what I'm saying, food, fun, and just culture. You know what I'm saying? That's what it's about. We sought to just put together an event where we wanted to take just the dopest black-owned food trucks and just showcase the culture. You know what I'm
Stuffed
saying?
wings. I never heard of stuffed wings until I moved to Houston. But hey, I'm so okay.
But it like the first year that we threw the event was in 2017. We actually got rained out the first day,
Right.
but you know the community still came out and supported us. It was still a lovely event. This year will be the fourth year running right now. I think the second year was probably the biggest year. I think we
It was
had.
hot, though.
Yeah, it was real hot that year. We had like 20 trucks. I think we had like 80 black-owned businesses and well over like 2,500 people that came through the grounds that day. Last year, I think we had over 3,000 people that came through last year. So it's definitely becoming an event that's going to be a staple here in the city of Houston for a long time.
Definitely.
Most definitely, and I can attest to that. I was there for the one that was rained out, right? So check this out, guys. When I got there, me and my wife, back in the day, I used to drive a 4x4 white cocaine white. Chevy Tahoe.
Okay.
So we pulled up. It was like a monsoon, but I seen the camaraderie of these guys. These guys pulled together. They made sure everybody had water. Also on the inside, it was marvelous. It was so many vendors that were there. From black soap makers to clothing makers to jewelry makers. People even were selling insurance. So I can attest to what Brother Ore says. Not business, but business.
Right.
Exactly. We take pride in that.
I think too what I love most about that event, man, is just really the display of solidarity. You know, oftentimes they tell us that black people can't come together, black people can't do this and that, black people can't patronize one another, so on and so forth. Like I said again, people came out and supported that event. Everybody had a good time.
Nothing but love.
It was nothing but love all day long, and everybody was surprised because this was just an event that myself and my 4 brothers that put together from scratch. You know what I'm saying? There's a photo that's floating around Facebook, and I venture to say that photo is going to be historical one day of us. When we were out there planning the very first event. Shout out to Saray, our sister Saray, who took that photo. But that event, man, it's just all love. It's a good time, and I really think people rocked with that event because we were bold enough to step out there and say, hey, this is a black food truck festival. You understand? Where we're going to celebrate ourselves, we're going to affirm ourselves. You understand what I'm saying? And I think people rocked with that, and they support us.
Ken, I just got one question, bro. Did you get the stuffed wings, though, bro? I'm just asking.
Shout out to stuffed wings. They had twice they ran out of food, right? Yeah, they sold out twice.
They sold out twice.
You coming to the black food truck event, you got to get the stuffed wings. That's what I'm saying. I'm leaving it at that.
Hey, no comment on the stuffed wings because I'm on a healthy kick now. You trying to snitch on me.
My bad.
Don't Takashi me.
We talk later.
So, guys, when we come back here, we're going to have another illustrious guest come on. But just stay tuned. Stay tuned with World Views with Ken Mills on Boss Up Houston Network.
Bossing up.
What a thing to be both unique and familiar. To be one and the same. And still unlike any other. Life is a set of choices.
Does your father know you are here?
Lead.
I'm left in the face of danger.
Or be led astray.
Run away and never return.
Follow your light. Or lose it.
You can't wear a crown with your head down.
The question is, who are you?
Don't never take my power, my power, my power. Don't never take my power, my power, my power.
Welcome back, everybody. How are you guys? Now, like I said before, I have an illustrious guest joining us here today. Now, this is one of my comedy brothers. Now, from the moment that I met him, it was something very peculiar about him. In a good way, not a bad way. But tonight, you'll learn exactly what I mean by that. So, coming in now, we're going to bring in Brother Justo 1. That's right. Clap for yourself.
Yeah, you gotta clap for yourself. Ain't nobody else gonna do it, you know?
All right. Now, Justo, when I first met you, I was like, wow, he has a very unique name. Where does Justo 1 come from?
Oh, man, it's just a way of looking at life. You know, the way people feel about their life, man, it's largely based on wins and losses. When you don't have what you want, you feel like you lost something or you're losing out on something, you're depressed. When you feel like you gained something, you're winning, then you feel happy. But it's really all about perspective, you know what I'm saying? Like, even the bad things that happen to you, if you gained a lesson from it, it's a benefit. You don't have to look at it as a loss if you don't want to. So that's why I say Justo 1, because I ain't never lost, man. Everybody have things happen to them, but I ain't dwelling on that. I'm getting what I want, and it's going how I want it to go. It's going to keep going that way.
All right. So, Justo, could you tell our audience where you're from?
Oh, man, I'm from Sunnyside, Houston, Texas, man, on the south side, man, Cloverland area that. I lived in the 3rd Ward a little bit when I was real little, so just really the south side of Houston, Texas, for the most part, yeah.
See, as you can tell, Brother Justo is fly. See, the Southside brothers, they fly, ain't they?
Oh man, we had to be, you know what I'm saying? People ride slab and everything like that. You didn't have one, you had to have something. You know what I'm saying? You had to have some shoes or something. You know, so yeah.
Yeah, I can attest to that. I'm originally from Fifth Ward, but I have many family members on this side of town.
Yeah,
so, just to touch in on the previous statement here. So you're a comedian.
That's right.
What drove you to take that path to comedy?
It's something I was always interested in, and I just like the creative relief without the boundaries. You know, when you make music, say if you rap or whatever, which I did do before this, I feel kind of constricted because you got to talk at a certain speed, you got to stick to a certain topic, and you really can only get one feeling out per song. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You do too much on one song, it's confusing. But it's like on stage, you really can do whatever you want to do at the drop of a dime. You can stop in the middle of a joke, talk about whatever you want to do, and I really like that. And you can interact with the crowd. It's instant gratification. You know what I'm saying? Like you get your laugh right then. And so I really felt like, man, once I see my boy Ray do it, Ray, etc., who I'm real close with, we go back to high school, and I saw him doing his thing, and I was like, you know, man, for once, I wanna help somebody else. I'm gonna be a part of his team. And that's kind of what made me commit to it at first. I was like, he needs help. He needs a running mate. You know what I'm saying? He needs somebody, because I bring the film and the theater and the skits, that aspect. I'm good. I'm proficient at that type of thing. So I'm like, I'm gonna help him out with that, and then he could take the lead on the stage. But as I got into it, I got pretty good pretty fast. So you know, I'm doing my own thing. But we still link up on everything. But it just kind of took a life of its own, and now I'm focusing on film and trying to see how I can take it to another level faster than sooner than later. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so what's your main mission statement in regard to film? Because I know there's a lot of independent filmmakers, and they have a backstory. They have a certain message that they want to get out. Could you tell us about yours?
Well, for me, it's. I think black people have to be in control of how we narrate our stories and how we narrate our lives, and we really got to create a future for ourselves through entertainment. You know what I'm saying? By providing the images and things where we want our people to go in, as opposed to just putting out whatever and be like, oh, it's just entertainment. But it's not just entertainment, because when people get out of school, they not reading no more. Everything they take into their mind is entertainment. It's media. So really it's their education or miseducation. Right. So we got to try to have some control over that and make sure that we have meaningful things that's going to lead our people in the right direction in addition to entertaining them. You know, so that's what I want to be. You know, I want to be like where Tyler Perry is, but without wearing a dress. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Now, he did mention he bought that dress for himself. And he put it on himself, but I understand where you're going with it. So, I mean, I'm a huge fan of your work. Some of the skits that you put on, like the pro-black man, and also you touch on subjects such as religion, where you give religious anecdotes and you go over scripture. So that belies me to ask you this: how does your comedic and film pursuits align with your goals with the Nation of Islam?
That's a good question. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But I don't feel like everything has to be entertainment. I don't feel like everything has to be your job. You know what I'm saying? At some point, right now with social media, it's all kind of mixing together. You know what I'm saying? It's just you. What you're selling is you. And in comedy, it's the same thing. You can have a funny joke. You can talk about a certain thing, but at the end of the day, if people are gravitated to you, it's because of you, not what you're saying. Many people talk on a topic, but they want you. So I'm like, you know, if I'm going to give people me, why not give them all of me? Especially what I consider to be the best parts. The parts that led me from where I was to where I'm going. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times we put out entertainment. I won't name names, but, you know, rappers will put out filth, you know what I'm saying, or something vulgar, and they say, well, it's just entertainment. It's like, well, why don't you also include the best part of you then? And let people choose, and that way they will know this is this, and this is that. But if you're holding back the best part of yourself and only giving people the cheap, you know, shallow stuff, It's like you're not even giving people a chance to really know you. They might like that deeper stuff better. You might evolve into something else later, but when you only give people the fast food version of you, the cheap, shallow stuff, man, you know, you giving yourself a short shelf life. You know what I'm saying? People will get tired of that, and then what? Then you gonna try to switch it up? Nah, come all the way with all of you from the jump. You know what I'm saying? And
Okay. Because me personally, the black man is equally educating and entertaining.
Yeah.
Could you give us the premise behind the build of this character?
Oh man, so this character, black man that I started doing skits with last year. It's inspired by how quote unquote woke people can be on social media. You know, when people become woke and it's like now they commenting on everybody posts, raining on everybody parade, jumping in people's conversation, correcting them, and their heart is in the right place.
Right.
But it's a communication skill thing. That's the issue is, you know, is that. So I was like, you know, man, these people act like this on the internet. They don't act like this in their real life. In real life, they go to work for the white man, and then they come on, get on the internet, and they be blackity black. Y'all ain't woke, y'all sleep, and all this type of thing. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, man, what if I created a character who is like how people are on the internet, but he like that in real life. He really running around jumping in people's conversations for real, trying to wake them up and correct them and all that and all extra. So that's kind of where it came from. And it really based on the phase that I went through personally. You know, when I first started becoming quote unquote woke, you know, I had the dashiki and the unk, and I thought it was all about that. And I felt I had to, y'all sleep. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, but I matured out of that. And when I got into comedy, I could look back and laugh at it. I said, let me use my own phases to create characters, because that's something you're going to know more about. You know, you can add more depth to it than something you just imitating on a silly level, you know, so.
Right. So I also understand that you were in the military once.
Mm-hmm.
So also, how did that shape your progression into this journey as well?
Oh man, it shaped it a lot, because on my way into the military, I was patriotic. You know what I'm saying? I believed in America wholeheartedly. Even though I knew racism existed, I was one of those delusional black people that felt like, well, it's getting better. It ain't what it used to be, etc. And it took me really being in the military and seeing what it takes to keep a nation alive, and seeing the mindset that a lot of these white boys have to go out and kill who they kill with no remorse, because those people don't look like them. You know what I'm saying? Right. You over there in the Middle East, all them people look like us. Right. They dark like us. You know what I'm saying? They go over there and kill with no remorse. And I'm seeing that and I'm thinking, what am I really a part of? What am I really upholding? And so it kind of forced me to look at things from a different way. And by the time I got out, I was so done. I was like, you know what? I'm just finna go on a journey and just learn everything I can learn from a black perspective. Because I didn't got the whole America indoctrination. I didn't heard the whole thing. Now I want to hear what my people have to say, you know.
So what was one of the first books or one of the first avenues you took in that journey?
Man, that's a good one. That is a good one. I wanted more understanding on the scripture, because that's such a integral part of white people's power, is how they use the scripture, how they use the Bible to carry out their agendas. So I'm like, you know, there has to be a way for us to do the same thing. So I started looking at, you know, people who teach scripture, but not from a necessarily European Christian perspective. I started finding people like Pastor Ray Hagan. I stumbled upon Dr. Malachi York. Really anybody I could find. But, you know, when I started listening to Minister Farrakhan, I said, okay, I like his teaching the best. And I've had enough of all these different people. But yeah, I was on YouTube looking at a whole lot of lectures, man. Like that was my thing. And then I got into the books that people mentioned in the lectures. So a lot about dieting and things like that. Like had a whole vegan phase, lost like 60 pounds, never got that back. So I'm happy about that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
I can't envision you being bigger than what you are. That's
I
pretty
still
funny.
Look pretty much the same because I'm so tall, but I noticed the difference. You know what I'm saying? That's what matters.
So what was it about Minister Louis Farrakhan's teachings that that really engaged you, that brought you in full circle?
The first thing that impressed me was how mannerable he was. He wasn't rude in your face. Y'all sleep if you don't do this. Y'all stupid nigga. He wasn't like that. Like, he's correcting you, but he's still saying, I love you. And I'm showing you a way to be classy, a way that we can be intelligent, we can still be classy, but we gotta love each other. And I just got that more in the conscious community. When I was watching like Sinetta TV and the people where you have all these different places, it seemed like everybody was shooting slugs at each other and throwing shade and trying to show who was better than who. And I'm like, bro, if we all love black people, why is it about that? Why can't it just be you do your solution, you do yours, and let's look at the results and go from there? And I felt like Minister Farrakhan was the only person I saw doing that. And he had the largest following as far as, you look at the Million Man March and all this. I'm like, man, it must be something to him. He can get all them people together. You look at some other folks, hell, they have a hard time even making a school. You know what I'm saying? Not dropping names, but it's like, you look over here, these people got schools all over the country over here. It's like people having a hard time. So I'm like, let me just take the time to study what it is they're doing that's working. At first when I came to the nation, it was hard. I didn't understand it all. I wasn't really accepting all the religious things. But I'm like, you know what? I'm result-based. I want to be result-oriented. And I like their results. So let me be patient and see what it is and see if I find something that I really don't like. And I haven't so far. So I'm like, I'm going to keep going with it. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I'm open to learn what everybody's doing. All black organizations, all black leaders. It's like, hey, you say you got the way, show me. If you can show me better, I'm with you. If not, I'll still encourage you. You know what I'm saying? But I'm rocking with who I feel is the most efficient.
Right. So I know Minister Farrakhan handles it on a national level. So on a local level, who are your mentors?
Well, the minister over the mosque locally, Brother Abdul Halim Muhammad is over Mosque 45 here in Houston. But outside of that, really all of us, man, everybody, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said that anybody who accepts this teaching is a minister. So it don't take a certain title or a certain whatever. Hey, man, I'll listen to anybody who's dropping out. They don't even have to be in the nation. I listen to you when you give me advice. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't look at it like knowledge got to come from a certain person. I don't listen to certain people. Like, it come from God, but it come through us. Right. You know what I'm saying? So I'll listen to anybody, but on a regular basis, we have our minister and our captain and things, but I look at everybody as capable of becoming a great teacher if they so choose to be.
Thank you for the compliment as well.
Yes, sir.
So everybody at home, we're going to take a short commercial break, but when we come back, we're going to bring all our guests here together. We're going to have a nice discussion. So please stay tuned on Boss Up Houston Network, World Views with Ken Mills.
Black lives matter, and in God I trust. Screaming I can't breathe with my hands cuffed. We protesting, no questions, cause we had enough. It's like our skin is a sin, and we ain't acting up. They ain't right within, so they hate our color. Taught us to hate ourselves, yeah, and kill our brothers. We gotta lift each other up, no matter the color. 400 plus years of pain and suffering. So when we march the streets, don't tell us nothing. So when we march the streets, don't tell us nothing. For my people, I'ma stand with them. We want justice, fuck a pandemic. They wanna act like this became.
We good.
I don't smell that bad, bro.
All right, welcome back. Welcome back, everyone. This is World Views with Ken Mills here. Now I have our panel of guests. We have Justo One and also Third Eye Studios LLC. So my first question, and I'm gonna start off with you, Books. Yes, I'm gonna start off with you. Now you talked a lot about community. So what do you believe is the most essential part of the destruction of the black family?
That's how you want to come out the gate like that. Well, I think we learned that the family is probably the first and the most important institution on the planet. I think Professor Small said this. Professor James Small says this. He talks about how this one idea that you see kind of when you study, like, you know, the multitude of African cultures, one thing that you find that runs concurrent is this idea of man, woman, and child. You understand what I'm saying? That's kind of, he always says that's our symbol, that's our Trinity, that's our ultimate expression of the divine. And so I would think, you know, just that attack on the family structure, you know what I'm saying? You know, we in a situation now, like a lot of my brothers, we kind of hold to this idea of us being like the fatherless generation. A lot of us, we're products of, you know, single parent households, you know, had them unstable relationships with our fathers. You understand what I'm saying? But I think what I see now are a lot of us correcting that. You understand what I'm saying? A lot of my friends grew up without fathers, and consequently they become better fathers. You understand what I'm saying? So I think that would probably be the most integral part contributing to that.
Okay, so I'll pose this to the entire group. Don't run over each other. We can go one by one. But what do we feel as though would be the first step in the right path of rebuilding that black family?
I'm gonna jump in here right here. I think what we need to do is stop seeing each other as our enemies. Like, sister, I am not your enemy. You are not mine. All right? You are my ally. You are my everything. You are the reason why I get up in the morning, go to work, brush my teeth, get my hair done, get fresh for you. Facts. All right? I am not your enemy. All right? That is the number one thing right there. We got to stop seeing each other as our enemy. I'm not finna use you. You're not finna use me. Let's get together and build together. That's key right there. Yeah. I'm gonna drop the mic on that right there.
I agree with that wholeheartedly. You know what I'm saying? I also think, man, we gotta teach black children, particularly black boys, how they gonna get their money early. Early, because the thing is, man, a lot of brothers, I mean, I think I speak for a lot of us when I say, it's not that we didn't want family. It's not that we didn't want it. It's just we didn't feel coming out the gates 19, 20, 21. We still trying to figure out how to take care of ourselves.
Right.
And then taking on more responsibility is just like, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But I think if we can get our young kings on a certain path, a certain training where they all getting their money right early, I think we'll definitely see a lot more marriages and a lot more strong families, because these brothers are going to be confident. They're like, I have what I want. Now I'm ready to take care of somebody. I'm ready to lead. I'm ready to do that. But right now, we out here, public school didn't teach us. Our parents didn't teach us. So then we get out, we like, okay, I'm getting a job. But they play so many games with the companies and the policies and all that and the hiring. It could be a racist anywhere in that chain could mess it up for 100 brothers. And that problem trickles down to the household and the family. So
we teach our children to work, not to own.
Exactly. So, you know, we got to get that right.
But that's piece to what you said, that you know, when that father give you his daughter, that's a transfer of responsibility. You know what I'm saying? And you as a man, you have to be well equipped to be able to handle, maintain, and support that responsibility. Right. You understand what I'm saying?
Right. And it all, like for me, it starts with those children. If we don't teach them how to communicate with each other early, how you can kind of see how that will turn out in an adult relationship. You know what I mean? Like if the parents are constantly bickering at each other, the child's gonna come out like that. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like
children model what they see.
What they see.
Definitely, man. You know, if you're a single mom with a young black prince, excuse me, and you showing your prince that all you do is G men, use men, discard them, and get out of him. When he grows up to be a king, all he's going to look for is women like you, and to not be the victim of what you showed him. You see what I'm saying? So
you got
for me, for my son who lives with me, I have 11-year-old, I can't show him me using women and abusing women. And I have to show him honoring women and women honoring me. So when he grows up to find a mate, he's going to look for the examples that I've shown him.
And that's the first level of protection.
Right.
Boom.
Right.
You know what I mean?
So,
like protection starts at home.
So I also say this, I'll chime in with this as well. It has to be a level of discipline. It has to be a level of discipline. Many people use faith-based things in order to gain their discipline. Like what Justo was saying earlier in the earlier passage. I'm a Christian, so what I've done, I've taken bits and pieces of that and applied that to my life, and also used that as a structure. Like things that I cannot do, things I will not do, and things that I have to atone for. I think for the most part, what we seeing nowadays is that people are living without any governance. So without governance and principles, what end up happening, it goes all the way awry because people want to live the way that they want to, not what we're deemed to.
Lack of order will always constitute chaos. You understand? The universe is built off of rules. There's hierarchy, there's order, there's structure. So if you're running around just because you can don't mean you should. You understand what I'm saying? So if you're running around here all willy-nilly with no discipline, no order, it's going to always result in a chaotic situation. And I think that's what we see in here right now. You understand what I'm saying?
And not knocking you being religious, but some people aren't religious. So with people who aren't religious, you latch on to a peer, right, that is basically showing you examples of being disciplined, right? Like for me, I would say I'm more spiritual than religious, right? But when I came around to Houston, I started seeking out people who was about the community. I found the BLA. As me getting closer to these guys, I started recognizing their discipline. My discipline wasn't as up to par as theirs. But them being my peers, I learn from them every day. So you don't necessarily have to be religious. You can find someone in your community who you can learn from. And that's what I've done. You know what I'm saying?
So what we'll do, we'll go ahead and stop here. We'll also have a quick commercial break. So stay tuned with us, guys. We have a lot more to cover. This Ken Mills here with World Views on Boss Up Houston Network.
Wanna be a boss? You're watching Boss Up Houston Network. It's Boss Up Houston, where we look up, stay up, and boss up.
Welcome back, y'all. Ken Mills back here. Now, we're going to continue this group discussion, and we're going to talk about a little current events. So, I'm going to put this out to the entire group. How do you guys feel about our new Democratic VP nominee, Kamala Harris?
Who want to take it first?
So personally, I have no faith at all in American politics. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't trust any American politician, regardless of their party, their race, any of that, because it's just we've been tricked too many times.
Thanks.
And I'm not against the black people who are into politics and want to study it. Maybe some of us do, but that ain't my lane. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather focus on something we can actually win in the long run. And I feel like American politics was never designed for us to it wasn't designed for us to win or to use it to help our people. So I feel like it's just one more way they spin a web to get us caught in. Throw a black person, throw a woman, it's just like, it's like a game show. You know what I'm saying? or a TV show when it get wild. They just trying to figure stuff out to keep people interested, you know? Like on Family Matters, they had like 3 different Urkels. They had the cool one there. It's like, come on, y'all just making up stuff now. That's kind of what America's doing. So personally, I'm not interested, but I don't discourage other people from.
Although I agree with him, he came out with them FOI guns blazing, didn't he, boy? He was not playing with them. Yeah, I totally agree, man. I feel like, you know, Kamala Harris, I mean, she has a history. I mean, you go back and look at Oscar Grant. You know, she didn't charge the police officers that killed the homie. I think she has a high rate. I think she has the highest rate of conviction rate for black men. You know, then like my brother had talked to me earlier, she's the vice.
She's the vice president.
She's the vice, which is great. But Joe and his history,
nominee.
You know what I mean? Joe's still gonna be the president if y'all vote for him. And Joe wrote that bill,
right,
when Clinton was in office,
right.
And that bill was 3 strikes you out. You know what I'm saying? A lot of brothers in jail behind Joe writing.
Right.
So,
well, they say crime bill Biden.
That crime bill Biden. You know what I mean?
Right. I mean,
his pen was dangerous for black folks. That's all I'm saying.
Right.
So I don't know.
You know, at the end of the day, you know, like some people say, you know, the lesser of 2 evils. Like we had this discussion earlier.
Yeah.
But I mean, you know, some people like trinkets like that. It's not my cup of tea. It's not my trinket. You know, my trinket is all for self. You know, black folks should do for black folks. We should have our own political parties. We should like master our own, and go from there. So, I mean, they can have the trinket if they want.
Yeah, I thought the identity politics, you know, thing was real funny. I think I had posted about this earlier. I just thought it was real interesting how prior to, and somebody can correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't see where they were categorically identifying her as an Indian American prior to them announcing her as the VP nominee. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They used her identifying as a person of color to kind of garner support, you know, from black women who are one of, if not the largest voting bloc. You know what I'm saying? So I just thought that, you know, how they play they use the identity politics. I just thought that was particularly interesting. You know what I'm saying?
I wanted Stacey Abrams. I'm sorry. Give me Stacey Abrams. I would have been there for you, Joe. If you brought me Stacey, I would have been there for you. But you brought me Kamala, so now I'm sitting out this election.
Now I will say this. You know, with Kamala, she did help out Juicy Smollett.
Help him do what?
As soon as it came out, she said, "Oh, it is a travesty against all of us." But we know the ending of that.
So she missed out on the real travesties, which was Oscar Grant and etc. But you caught the fake one with the Empire actor. I'm not impressed. Not impressed.
So guys, what we'll do, we'll come back from this brief commercial break. We'll be back here with the guys and also have a special treat for you. So stick around. On Houston Network. Welcome back, guys. Now, I mean, this is very interesting. This is a very interesting episode. I'd like to thank you all for coming.
We appreciate you, bro.
Thanks for having me.
Man.
For having us.
Look, so I'll start off with you. Justo.
Yes, sir.
How can people find you to get your comedy, to get your the Instagram skits, everything?
Yeah, well, my name is Justo1, JUSTO1, WON, like I won the game, I won life. And it's the same thing on Instagram, Facebook. I got YouTube and all that. You know what I'm saying? Right now, I'm really working on my main focus is a movie about the character I mentioned earlier, pro-black man. And that's my main focus right now. So if y'all would follow me and stay tuned and keep up with that, man, I greatly appreciate it.
No doubt. All right. I'm Hempstead Sonny on IG, HEMPSTEADSONNY. If you want to DM me, tell me to shut up. I talk too much. You talking crazy. I'll talk about your mom afterwards. We can be cool. We can be cool afterwards. But Third Eye Studios, TH3 ERDEYEST.
Yeah, he butchered.
I butchered it.
Go ahead.
I'm a little saucy. My brother gonna finish it.
Sauce Sunny.
Sauce Sunny. I'm saucy.
Yeah, call him Sauce Sunny.
Yeah.
How I butchered it? I thought I got it right. Go.
Right. Blacklist ORG on Instagram. The Blacklist Blacklist Incorporated on Facebook, and you can follow us there. And of course, Third Eye Studios.
How you guys tell me how to spell it though? It's CH3RDEYESTUDIOS.
Yeah, you put an extra E in there.
I'll put too many E's in there.
But yeah, just again, follow us on social media, Third Eye Studios. You can find me at a.boogie315. All
right. So, once again, thank you all for coming and joining in this great discussion.
Appreciate you having us. Thank you.
No problem. I'll let y'all talk for the remainder of the show, but now it's my time. All right, so what we've heard here today, we've heard different views here. We have Third Eye Studios that come from a level of business, art, and culture. Also, things that have been done for the community for its enrichment and for its betterment. We also have Justo, who have also detailed his journey through life, through religion, and also through his principles. I appreciate each one of them. And what you can understand is we have a common denominator that brings us all together. So what I'll say is this. Some of these people are evil too. And some of these people look just like you. So stop using your hue to get you by. So what I say as a collective, how I got to know these individuals is because I talk to them on a collective basis, individually and also privately. And we built on a certain level. Now, in order for the black nation to get stronger and to stop the separation, no matter if we're Christian, Muslim, Pan-African, or what have you, we have to build on a common denominator. We have to understand that we're all different, but we're all unique. And once we understand where we derive from, which is Mother Africa, and we understand the struggle that took place to get us here and the struggles that we encounter today, we must galvanize, come together, and create that solution. So my solution is very simple in this. When you go tonight and you pray to whichever God that you may have, when you pray to the Most High, don't ask for monetary help. Don't ask for health. Ask for wisdom. King Solomon, he asked for wisdom. And that wisdom gave him discernment over many different situations. So with discernment, guess what happens? You'll be able to weave through the potholes and the traps that life can give you, and also understand who are truly there to support you and help you, and who you should support and help as well. So I'll leave you with this. Open your minds, open your hearts, and stay safe. Kid Mills here with Worldviews on Boss Up Houston Network. And also, if you looking for some comedy tomorrow, we'll be at the library at 2612 Scott Street in the historic 3rd Ward area starting at 8:30. These gentlemen will be handling the videography and also the mood. And also we have Brother Justo dropping the knowledge and the jokes that'll keep you educated and entertained. Y'all have a good one. Next week is the come up episode. I'll see you guys then.
Come out and get that smoke tomorrow, baby. Let's go.
Wanna be a boss? You're watching Boss Up Houston Network. It's Boss Up Houston, where we look up, stay up, and boss up.